Hi again. I wanted to introduce the videos that you're going to watch on postmodernism. This is going to be really quick, and I've uploaded a few videos for you to watch. Postmodernism can be a complex term, concept, idea, and the reason I loaded these videos is because I think they do a really good job of introducing it. However, there are a few things that I just wanted to clarify about postmodernism that I don't think they address, or they don't address quite clearly enough. These are the things that I'm giving to you in this short video are the way that postmodernism was first introduced to me, and it really helped me wrap my head around it. So, first of all, to be very clear, postmodernism is the condition of the world, if you believe we are in a postmodern time, when we actually may be in a post-postmodern time. But anyway, postmodernism cannot be separated from late capitalism. Capitalism is the capitalism, having been around for a while, is how we got to a postmodern condition. And why is that? It's because in our society there is no underpinning. There is no foundation for our society anymore. Foundation for society used to be allegiance to the king, or allegiance to your feudal lord, or the family was the basis of foundation. More commonly, government and religion are the foundations of the society. That's what holds you together. That's what you share with the other people around you. Well, because of the fall of so many governments, and because government often does horrible things, and because religion is no longer a stabilizing force, it certainly may be for some individuals, but I think we can agree that as a society we are not a religious society, meaning that we don't all share the same religion and the same foundational beliefs. So losing that basic foundation for society is what I'm comparing to the loss of the gold standard. One of the videos does address, I believe, that the idea that money is produced. It used to be for every dollar or every coin, there was an equivalent gold representation of that value that we would keep in Fort Knox somewhere. Well, so the gold standard is a monetary term, but I'm using it more broadly. If the foundation of money used to be that this coin represented this much gold that we had possession of, now they just print more money when they need it. So therefore, that gold really doesn't mean anything anymore, and this coin only means what the people who print the money say it means, or say it's worth. And that's what capitalism is. The foundation of capitalism is nothing more than convincing somebody to pay for something. The value of that hammer that you buy at the store, there's no standard for that. The value of that hammer is only what they can convince you to pay for it. That's what capitalism is. So therefore, our society, if there is a foundation to our society, it is capitalism. It's being bombarded by images all the time, and most of those images are only there to sell you something. So that's what I mean by the loss of the gold standard. It began in architecture as postmodernism as an artistic movement. It began in architecture. And it's easier to see that in architecture because you can see one building with a mix of different styles that don't necessarily form a coherent whole. They reflect other things. So if you see a building with a part of it that reflects a Gothic cathedral, and there might be a part of it that somehow reflects or beckons back to, an English cottage. Those two things, the Gothic cathedral and the English cottage, on that one building, they are not those real things. They're referring to something else. That, to me, what is the essence of postmodernism. In a postmodern work of art, you're not creating one cohesive whole. You are pointing to other things and pointing out how fragmented and disjointed society is. And it's your interpretation of them that what they're getting at. They're not creating one cohesive work of art that everybody can agree this is the interpretation. Postmodernism points to all these different things out in the world, and everybody's interpretation is going to be different because we're not all the same. We don't all have the same unifying religion or government or fill in the blank. So there's no single coherent way to make meaning. Things don't make sense. That can be kind of depressing, but it really kind of makes you go, okay. So whatevs. That's kind of the postmodern condition. It can be depressing, but and it can be sort of negative, but it doesn't have to be. That there is a way to sort of throw up your hands and say, yeah, life has no meaning. Let me enjoy the time that I'm here. Let me interpret works of art that are specific to me, but let me acknowledge that they might not be specific to you in my interpretation. That one thing that I find really cool about postmodernism is how it takes away the value system, high art and low art. Renaissance painting is no longer more valuable than a cartoon. If you think back to the works of Andy Warhol, he was very postmodern in that he made what years before him might have seen as cartoonish or illustration. He brought it to high art. So since everything can be interpreted based on the interpreter, then whatever I feel is valuable, and that can be something from a cartoon to a Rembrandt, or it can be melodramatic, cheesy performance as opposed to Meryl Streep being real, what have you. So there's no distinction between the high art and low art. That also plays into the idea in modernism where there's constant progression and improvement. So the cartoonist is maybe striving to be a Renaissance painter. That's BS anymore. We don't believe that. We take things for what they are. Just one other quick thing I want to throw in there. The term empiricism, you may already know what this word means, but if you don't, it is used in at least one of the videos. Empirical knowledge, empiricism, is knowledge that we can only derive from what we can see and what we can feel and what we can touch. Things are only real, or we can only have an understanding of things because we can experience them with our senses. That's what empiricism means. So just a quick introduction. I hope if postmodernism makes your head explode, so be it. It's kind of meant to. It's no big deal. Grab onto the concepts that you can identify with. And that bird does not like postmodernism. Grab onto the concepts that you like. And if there are things that confuse you, throw them away. Bye.